Alright, let's go. It's Ayyubid versus Abbasid time. Old versus new. Which is better? Sorry, kids, but we play Age of Empires, and we're all old. So old is always better. Now, Abbasids in this matchup, I think, like, are on average very, very heavily favored. There might be ways the Ayubids to win. But I feel like, from a percentile perspective, I put this like 80-20. And what is up, Mighty Morris? Thank you very much for the Prime Gamer sub. Welcome to Swarm, bud. So let's see what Voldemort can do, because we have seen some cool builds. Actually, recently in a grand finals, Red Bull Wololo El Reinado, the online part, Puppy Ball versus Wham. Puppy Ball had a really cool build with the Growth Wing into Advancement, I believe it was, that actually gave him the edge over Abbasids. I do think a big part of that was Abba just having a terrible spawn, because they were playing on Gorge. Abba do not have a terrible spawn today. Double berry retracted, 4 tree lines that you can wall on. The deer is a little bit out there, so that's not very possible. But, like, dude, you can just drop a TC between the gold and the berries here and be very good with life. Now, this is pretty decent. So we're probably looking at, in this matchup, yeah, military wing opening, because you can go to pressure the gold. Because realistically, if your opponent is going for a fast castle build, you can blunt him, but Voldemort has the correct reaction. Growth wing opening. Honestly, I just think Growth Wing is just so damn good. Like, if you think about it, 3 villages at this early point in the game, like, it's an insane escalation in your economy. It is about a 15% increase by the time you get it. That's wild, right? And when you think about the raw equity of that, about 130 extra resources a minute into Advancement Wing leads to an insanely fast castle timing, the fastest you can achieve. I'm going to start this. Louis, likely going to be going 2TC, right? Yeah, stone already being moved on to. So everything so far is exactly according to plan, right? This is the scripture of the way. Abbasids is probably one of the only civs. I feel like they're the only one so consistently that can get away with 2 TC builds against greedy, fast castle type civs, right? Like, there's not many that can bolster that idea, but the thing, or boast that idea rather, the thing about Abbasids that makes it so good is fresh food stuffs makes it very affordable. Right. The cool thing about the military wing is it also allows you to get more greedy, overextendy type TC placements because you already have units to control the mid-map narrative. If Lou tries to go castle soon, he's big dead. He's not though, because if you're going castle in a rush, you go culture wing, right? Like, that's why I think this is going to be a very interesting back and forth game in feudal. It's like he's gathering stone for the TC. He's going military wing, which means he's playing the edge. And he's clearly scouted this, right? Like, it's intriguing because, like, from this position, I think Voldemort's play is legit, like, just go castle. And you're much better off, right? Because if you play long feudal now, your opponent's TC is going to escalate and beyond. Many people try match fast castle. I think when you try to match fast castle, it's off of culture, though. Like, culture, it makes sense. But military wing, I don't expect him to rush castle. I think that's way too expensive. Stable's now being dropped with Voldy, so he's going to be adding in those units. So, wait, that's kind of... Huh? That's not the usual play, right? I don't think Voldemort's playing the Age at all. He's rushing castle. Like, you saw your opponent has military wing. There's no reason you build stable first. Like, maybe if you're going to build 3 Desert Raiders, but that's insanely expensive and slow. But he's building Horsemen against a military wing opening. What's going on? Like, usually the play here is if you want to contest the Age, you build archery range and build 3 archers. So instead he's getting idled off the berries. That's already bad for an aggressive tech timing. I legit think he was caught trying to rush castle here. This reeks of I'm going castle. Oh my god. That's so painful now. Louis just has the perfect camp position here. And what do you do with this horseman? You don't do anything. So you have, and on top of that, he got a double gold spawn on one screen. I can't believe that. Voldemort has no out right now. He needs to add in an archery range, but he has no wood. What were we expecting? I expected archery range. I really thought he was going to try archery range, 3 archers. Yeah, I don't think he saw the military wing. I thought he did. He clearly didn't. There's no way you make this play if you saw military wing. Dude, I wish I had a rewind button to check where his scout was. I'm hungry. We're 7 hours into the stream. I'll admit I dropped the ball on that one. Because we didn't see it. But apparently he rotated wrong. He thought this was culture wing. That's insane. What a way to be out of King of Dry Arabia. Out of all the ways you could be eliminated, he has to go advance on wing, so he actually gets enough in the end. Not too bad. This does keep hope alive. But this is pretty rough still. Like, you can't get the superior gathering rate. You're playing off of your safe food early instead of late. Gold is still being blocked. And now you have to walk out without wheelbarrow all the way to the corner. And remember, this delay hurts. Camel Lancers are 110 gold a pop. The Dervishes are not cheap either. And now we have the rotation. Louis on the hunt. Wall's on the way, but there's no way you get it. Dude, he's just going to... Oh, my God. He's going to have to go outposts. So even more expensive, right? That was going to be about, like, what, 20 resources? This is 100. And also, not enough room to save everyone. In fact, I think if Louis just walks to the north side, he can harass the gold still. This might be the most valuable 4 units in the first 10 minutes of play we've seen in an insanely long time. Louis now saving up. And we'll just be looking at what? Probably, I think you go... Do you go Eco Wing here? Culture's usually quite nice. He hasn't got many Eco Tech, so I'm going to say Culture. If you already had the tier 1s, I think maybe like Eco Wing would make sense because long term you have a lot of forward-facing food. But I think because he has so many techs, Culture makes more sense. Because like usually you'd have a deer on the retracted, and you're like, okay, I don't need to rush farms here. I can transition. But from this type of position, you basically now only have 1 safe berry, and your opponent is building Camel Lancers. Usually the play here is Culture into military wings, and then you have the Camel Riders to block the Camel Lancers. But he already chose military wing, so it's not an option. And yeah, Culture wing down the way. Gold is still being gathered in the corner, so at least Voldemar has that lifeline now, but this is still painful over here. Interesting he doesn't send the Camel Lancer to try and clear up the spears, as I'm pretty sure 1 Camel Lancer should be able to beat double spear here. You won't get the charge, it won't be pretty, but I think he's just looking for maximum value out of the first Lancer. And wait, Louis just cancelled the spear upgrade. Alright, he's just going Camel Archer defense, which I like. I think it would have been nice to have had this queued up sooner. This is a very slow unit to come out. It takes 35 seconds each. But it's a solid defense. 12 base damage. It means 2/3 of your damage goes through on a Lancer. And it's also, remember, a heavy cavalry unit that already has less health than a standard one. Dervish immediately being pumped by Voldemar. So yeah, very expensive use of that initial gold. We do now have the archery ranges coming through. Louis, what's the unit comp going to be here? Go up against mass lancers. He has been adding in more spears. Wait, did Louis misclick this? Oh no, sorry, he did complete it. I got baited by the UI, because I saw it disappear. No, so he did get the hardened status on spears. So yeah, he's going to be investing in more spears, which I think makes sense. Like, yes, archers is the next step for Voldy, but if you go camel archers plus spears, spears defend and camel archers can raid. But long term, you want to be into normal archers, because remember, you have composite bows, and composite bows is just a winner. So by doing it this way, he's able to get Pock first without having the pressure to get like veterancy and get mass archers going early. So I like it overall. Actually, he's got crossbows coming. Archers suck, you think? With your opponent switching archers and you know he's going to switch archers? It's actually interesting, because Voldemar was going to crossbows. He's pivoted again, though. Archers suck. Baltin, chill. These are the words I expect from an Age of Empires 1 Pro. Nothing beats a caveman with a club. Spearman. Ooh. Almost. It really wasn't almost. Okay, can we agree that the dervish being able to heal himself is kind of dumb? Is that like is that a firm agreement across the board from everyone? I feel so bad for like people who build knights to counter these dervishes and then they just heal and walk away. Maybe if it... Okay, how about this? What if the mass heal works, but you stood still? You can even probably buff the healing a bit with that. That feels a bit more reasonable. It's okay for price. I think it enables this play a bit too much. I'm still a really big fan of simultaneously nerfing the crap out of and buffing the crap out of Ayyubids. They're just such a one-dimensional civ still. Okay, so Camel Archers have distracted. They bought some time. We have got Gloom Switch Up coming in now, though. Camel Lancers. Louis, a little bit slow on the reaction there, so he's going to take some losses. Remember, he can afford to, right? It's 1 TC versus 2. However, he really needs some spearmen here. What? Oh my god, they were down the south. Alright, so interception will bring them low. Walls did go up, so that's why. So Louis was actually protecting the wall up. This will give him long-term security, but it did cost him a little bit in the meantime. However, Camel Lancers should now get wiped out. Nice, around here by Louis. And also, with rotation, Voldemar, he's just trying to rally out. He clicked past. He thought he was heading south. He didn't know about the wall, which is why he headed in range and stayed in range of the crossbows. Yeah. Most of the Camel Lancers removed now. It is turning into mass archers. I guess from this position, what Louis could just do, and this is why you can get away with crossbows instead of archers, is you just go for a mango when he comes. But Baltun, I want to be rewarded for being an aggressive player. What do you mean I should just sit in my base and tank and not play the game? Are you telling me that is the optimal strategy, Baltun? Stream placements coming in. So Louis, pretty content actually on this berry spot right now. I mean, you've only got a few Camel Lancers. You're not going to try to torch these. Oh my god, Baltun said it's the way. It's the Abbasid way? No, the Abbasid way is building 15 TCs and winning with only villages. Snooper, if you're out there, we miss you. So 5-relic game, pretty good for Voldy. You go 2 TC now, right? No, I feel like he's going to try to all in. Which I can kind of see where he's coming from. It feels rough when you know your opponent's already got an eco lead and you know that they could probably get a better imp about as quickly as you. So it looks like he's just going to try to end the game in castle. Gillen's massing up though. So now both are being pivoted to crossbows. And now we go archers. Here we go. So remember, this is very beneficial. Composite bows is just outright better than Sultan's Mamelukes when you're both scaling archers. Sultan's Mamelukes will just give you a 25% increase in damage, right? But composite bow is a 33% increase in attack speed, right? DPS-wise, it is better. Add in the boot camp as well. If this turns into a mass archer blob on both sides, Louis wins. Gillen's still a really big problem here, though. So it's kind of crafty the way Louis like concocted this, right? Like, you reveal Golems, your opponent should stop building archers. Like, building Golems, building archers rather into Golems is a quick way of losing any game, right? And then you force him to overinvest in crossbows, which is also a 50% more expensive unit, by the way, only to counter him with a cheaper unit. Pretty crafty little bugger, isn't he? And the funniest part is because he has the extra TC, because he has the better economy, even like things like Golden Age, remember, the Abbasid Golden Age is better, it's gonna force Voldemar to make moves. I think what Voldemar needs is all Sacred Sides. He needs to force his opponent to come out and play. Looks like we are now getting that. So all 3 sacred sites now locked in. But there's still 10 minutes of wiggle room here for Louis. Cheeky little worker kill. I mean, dude, if I can get a worker kill for 1 archer, I'll take that every day of the week. Veteran C and Steeled Arrow 2 is now coming in. So they're kind of mirrored in blacksmith decks. I mean, actually exactly where it matters, right? Mamluk's Bravery is the one big difference that can come through. But, like I said, that's evened out by the boot camp and soon-to-be composite bows. Actually, already in, right? Yeah. Both players are struggling for food right now, but that's because they didn't click on the Protein Works link that just came up in chat. Don't be like them. What's Voldemar's out here? I guess he's just going to try to win the siege battle now. Like, he has got Manganique, Springles, everything on the way. That's a lot of siege, actually, for Voldemar. Holy smokes. Louis. His army's fairly susceptible. I'd also say that Voldemar doesn't have a real front line against Golems right now. It's like, if he's forced to stand his ground to protect the siege, the Golems could just kind of force it back. And Golems are also really good at sniping siege. Double strike against melee armor 0 is incredible. So trade out begins. Golems moving past. Looking on the siege. The Mango's attacking the wrong thing here. We'll go for the archer and the crossbow backline now. But the Golems just follow through. Louis doesn't like it, though. He backs away. So all lances removed. Voldemar basically now just has a backline, no front line. And then he has a backline for his backline. Louis, realistically, with this type of eco lead, should just be able to build more siege. But in fairness to him, Voldemar does currently have a 5 siege weapon advantage. That's a big hurdle to overcome. One that usually 30 villagers helps with. The real differential here is more like 20? Actually, no, that's a lie. So relics are worth about 2 villagers each, right? But the Golden Age is better for the Abbasids by 5%. So, like, realistically, the difference between these two is more like 26, 27, somewhere around there. I'd agree, Baltoon. I think, like, the reality is if Ayu and Abbasids go into late game, Ayu's only play is to play gold-heavy lineup. Abbasids can just run you down and wear you down with food and wood. And there's substantially more food and wood than there is gold on the map, right? Like, Ayyubid's only play is you build hand cannoneers and golems. You have to, right? Your opponent just builds mass spears, so you're definitely not doing a Desert Raider strat. And they can just build archers still. Or get their own hand cannoneers and just kind of cheese you out with trash tier units on repeat. And then, you know, if they do want to match the quality, there's always trade, which they'll do 10 times better than you. And obviously, we're probably going to be looking at Eco Wing if it does go to Imp, and that's where this gets ludicrous. Like, the food allows for the trash, the improved processing allows for better trades, because you just have more Eco. Keep drop coming in from Louis, though. So Voldemar has revealed that his time is now. He's not holding back, he's not saving up, he's going for the all-in. 4 mangoes and 5 springles is a statement. Is it a bold enough one, though? Ooh, missed opportunity there. He actually could have killed the Manganique that was being built. This is insane. I feel like Louis needed horsemen. He just doesn't have the food for it. Big crunch there. Castle is going to go up, though. Nice garrison. Springles. Whoa, no, 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 no. No. The retreat. He might be able to get 3 weapons here. It's only going to be 2 Springles in the end. Back away just in time by Voldemar, but that might have given an open for Louis. The siege advantage in Springles was insane. It is shrunk. I cannot believe that, dude. If he kept attacking with the Springles on that mill, I think he just loses 3 or 4. Farm's now coming in, Louis. This is the awkward part. Like, at a point where you actually need to be building siege, he has to build farms. Imagine the spam is insane. I actually think Louis kind of skipped a trick with medical centers here. Look at these health bars. Think about medical centers. It's huge here. Ram's also moving in. Oh my god. The villagers are actually dying to this. Keep in mind, Louis does have flank control, so he has surplus resources to work with still. But the deer in the center would have been a big boon for him. So food is still a really big problem here. Springles to deal with the rams. Villagers are going to pull back just before they would die. Voldemar. He can't really back up from this. You're so far behind on economy. The farm transition is already underway for your opponent. You don't have one. If you go home now, you go home in a body bag. I think Louis knows it as well. Voldemar. 5 Manganiques. 6 Springles here. Soon to be 7. Outposts are being built up as well. I don't know what the hell that dervish is doing. Can we agree? I know people have mixed feelings on the Vortex thing. He did have a point about this. Like, how do you beat this many siege weapons? You have to build more Springles. Like, Horseman's not really sustainable on 10, like 1,000 food a minute. And I think it takes too long. Like, maybe you could build Horseman quick enough here. It feels like a weird roll of the dice, though. Usually these comps as well will have Spearman, so like Horseman isn't even feasible in the first place. Wall deletion coming in. Trade begins. Louis trying to outgun him. Remember, both of them have a lot of ping here. They're playing on US West. I actually think the way that Louis kind of wins this is just go for the mangoes. It feels really bad, but if you take out 3 or 4 of these mangoes and lose your Springles, you can just charge the fight. You managed Horseman? You need a really deep economy, though, right? Like, you have to survive the siege slog. And it's also, you know, if your opponent sees you're not building Springles, he can just build different siege to break the base. I think that's the weird dynamic about it, right? Flew, this is wild. If Voldemar just checked the flanks as well. He can't afford to have anything not on the front here. Still being kept alive. This is so sad to watch. Louis is getting close to Imp, guys. If he can just keep clutch repairing, you could probably trek Imp and not have to worry about the sacred sites at all. And Voldemar, oh my god, he's at 0 food. He might be out of time. Springles going in for the trade. Manganiques, they are in range of the castle right now, but not being attacked here. Louis begins to back up. I don't think he can go Imp anymore. He needs more troops. Boiling All, though. Boiling All's big. Voldemar has to back up. And the Eco Wing is triggered. And I would be triggered from this game. Unbelievable. Ghoulam's able to push this back. I don't think this is quick enough. Voldemar, he's all in on this now. Wood and gold up the wazoo. Might as well just build more siege, right? Here we go. I'll be blunt, at this stage, just build 10 Manganiques. It's going to do more than Springles. Yeah, thank you for cancelling. Like, you just need... wait. No. He's getting paid hard now. Louis playing him like a fiddle man. Like, he doesn't realize, I don't think, that there's a tech up happening behind this. You'd play with more urgency. If you knew there was a tech up, it would be Trebs and just more Manganiques. Because you're going to lose a fight when it goes into Imp anyway. Right? Because remember, shot triggers is a big deal here. And the Abbasids do research it a little bit quicker. How firearm are helping? That's actually a good question. I haven't tested that. I think so, because it's incendiary, right? So I think your base damage gets reduced down to 1. And only the building damage applies purely. I'd say let's test it, but... oh my god, that'd be tedious to test. Don't know if anyone has actually thoroughly checked that, though. It's such a rare situation, right? Where is the food? Not in this game. Oh my god. Oh, oh, hold up. Hold up. We found food. He's gathering Tyr on the front line. Oh no. And now the horsemen are coming in. Veteran horsemen would have felt a bit flimsy, but elite horsemen here with eco wing behind it. This is it. Voldemar, with just as much siege pop cap as he has bio pop cap, is about to meet the Reaper. This is like the most heinous Ayyubid approach I think I've seen. I think you just wait for 30 horsemen and go, right? And maybe he feels emboldened to go sooner. It's not entirely necessary. He's getting in position around the back, though. In fact, this is full Rohirrim rotation. Army in position. Voldemar does have the outpost to see him coming. Horsemen are now going to pivot away. And I think he's just going to send it towards the eco. Maybe not. Main line getting ready. Springles do have the shutter trigger, but the numbers are kind of insane here. Culverin's also added into the mixer. Actually, no, shutter trigger's not even there yet. So it's only the Culverin that's really the MVP here. And the horsemen come in. The trap gets springed. Trebuchet's target first, a smart choice here. The only way he's going to be able to keep denting even deeper. And Manganique count down to just 5. With the elite horseman with 7 ranged armor, I just don't see a way anymore. Voldemar, an admirable effort here, but the outcome ordained. Abbasids beat the Ayubids. Voldemar tried his best to activate CGQT. I think he's going to want a refund after that one.